Oh my God, I love this man. If you're looking for someone that is so humble, it is this our guest. I think his middle name should be humility. Okay, so Dr. Kunle Oluwasegun is a registered professional engineer in the province of Manitoba, Canada, and as an academic in the field of materials and manufacturing engineering. He graduated with a first-class honors in BSc and distinction in MSc, both from the prestigious Obafemi Awolowo University, Nigeria. He proceeded to the United Kingdom on Dorothy Odd Scholarship for his PhD at the University of Birmingham, United Kingdom, and finished in record time. He is a prolific writer in many peer-reviewed, reputable international journals. He has lectured as a professor in several universities, including Obafemi Awolowo University, Nigeria, and University of Manitoba, Winnipeg, Canada. He's a man of humble spirit and passionate in achieving excellence in whatever he does. Dr. Oluwasegun coordinates the Young Adult Ministry in Emmanuel Fellowship Church, Winnipeg, Canada. He is blessed with a wonderful family. Yeah. So that is just a short story about our guest today. Welcome our guest today.
We're honored to have you here.
Yes,
today.
sir, we're so glad.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yep. For joining us. So like he has rightly said, we are continuing with this series about taking the lead in your relationship. The last time, if you haven't watched the last episode, I mean, you have to watch it. It was a bomb, right?
Yeah.
Where we had pastor came from US and we talk about how you can balance your work-life relationship. And now we have another professor in the house that can help us with how we can balance our career, our family, and our relationship. Okay, so let's start.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma. I'm really glad to be here. Although I've been part of this series, and I've been blessed. I mean, in the past episode that we've heard, I want to appreciate God for your life, Sama. You've been impactful. You're making really impact in your word of influence, and we want to appreciate God for the grace He has bestowed you with. And my prayer is that the Lord will continue to strengthen you in fulfilling this same purpose.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you for inviting me today, and I know it will be a wonderful time together as we come. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So we're just gonna
dive into We're talking about career. Someone asked me why career and relationship. Why not? Why career life balance? Why not work life balance? Cornerstone of humanness. That's love and work are the cornerstone of humanness. Though life is not a bed of roses for two career couples. It's not a bed of roses. We're coming from Nigeria, where you have her housemaid, you have her driver, you have her everything to help you hop, and then you get to work. It makes your life easier, and now you find yourself in this part of the world where it's not that you have to do things yourself. What is career? Someone needs to understand that. So I throw it up to you, our guest. What do you mean? What do we mean by career?
Yeah, thank you, sir. That's a very great word, and we need to have the understanding of that word so that we won't mix it up with the word job. There are different schools of thought that have defined the word career, but if you look at them all, we can map everything together and say that career is a journey of work life for an individual, and that is driven by vision, is driven by purpose and passion, and that makes it different from the word job. And of career, there's some attributes, there's some things we have to understand about it. Number one, career is a long-term learning and growth. It's not just something that you just come by just a single day and think. So it's a long-term learning and growth. Number two, career brings competence. That is a place where you learn to build competence. Number three, career enhances satisfaction. We're going to talk about this in the course of the conversation. It enhances satisfaction, and it relates to you making impact in your world of influence. And that is very key, making impact in your world of influence. And lastly, I can say that career is like a calling. And that is why every one of us must identify it and get it right for us to make impact in our world of influence. So these are the things that we can couple together and relate to or define as career, differentiating it from job. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you rightly said the difference between a job and a career. Yeah. So are there other differences between a job and a career? Because I think so many people at times maybe they're confused. Oh, this is my job and maybe it's my career as well. Can your job at the same time be your career?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Sister Kebby. You know, job can just be defined simply as a duty performed by a person for a form of, to get livelihood, or you having something like, you're doing to get money just to sustain the family, you know. So that's just a kind of literal way of defining job. It's a duty performed by a person for getting a salary or wages or a means of livelihood. Are you getting it? So, but, you know, your job might not be your dream career in life. It might not be traceable to your career. And that's what, a lot of people that immigrate turn into Canada or any part of the world, you know, maybe being professional where they were before and getting to maybe Canada. And the first thing they can catch to do is just any menial job just to sustain family life by getting something like wages or salary. But that does not mean that is the dream career that person know something. That's why I defined career the other time as something that's related to vision, perspective, passion that you have for something that can drive you to have impact in your world of influence. So, but your career, we can say career is something that can be traceable to job. No, the two are somehow interwoven.
Okay.
I get what I'm saying. So, but job can just be said as a subset of career.
Okay.
So when you are in a good career that fetches you the job, like, you know, you're a nurse, that's a career, and you get into Canada, getting your professional licensing and the rest like that, and you get a job with NHS or wherever, or any medical outfits in there. So, but when you're talking of career as a whole, is something that is beyond you getting money. It's something that talks about you making impact. It's something that's related to vision, that's related to passion, that's related to purpose in life. And that is the line that differentiates it from job. So job is related to just getting money, something that can keep your family livelihood, you know, many wages and the rest like that. But, you know, so that difference must be well known. That is different from you having a purpose life-driven career for you to have an impact in your world of influence.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. I think I'm just going to bring out a question from what you had said. Like, most of us, when we migrated here, right, maybe you might not be able to find a job in your field right away, right? So some people, or maybe most people, they just, you know, deviate a little bit, just do something, just get a job, right? Let me just get a job to just put food on the table, right? And for most of us, we kind of now tend to forget that we have a career, right, to build, and we kind of just feel relaxed in that job that we have right now, right? So my question is it now possible for us to build a career from that your menial job that you have?
Very good question.
Yeah, that's a very good question. That's a very, very good question. You know, I said something about career, some of the attributes, and that is satisfaction.
Okay.
Anything that you are not doing that doesn't bring satisfaction, that is not from your innate tendency, cannot be termed as career. However, no, life is dynamic. You might get to this part of the world, and what you were bringing from Nigeria, your professionalism, things might have changed, and you get, just like you said, you might get a job just to keep you living. However, if that job is still something that is connected to your dream, that is connected to, something that can give you satisfaction, then there can be a switch. That can be a switch. That's why life is dynamic. The situation around can dictate some things, but that should not distract you from your primary dream. God has shown you something. God has shown you, the Bible says, He knows the end from the beginning. However, the situation you have might dictate some things which you might try to modify what you're doing in order to match up with that same purpose. All we are talking about career now is purpose, fulfilling purpose. So it's possible for somebody getting here and there's a switch in the part of career that he or she was bringing from Nigeria and getting a job there, and maybe by prayer and just researching. That's some of the things I'll still discuss about here. When you have a career, there are a lot of things that need to be involved in you getting out with excellence. Talking about researching about that thing. So you might have a job and you're thinking about it, researching more about it. And you have a trace of similarity with what you've been doing before. And unnecessarily the same can make you fall back into the same track of fulfilling purpose. So, but however, every one of us must not be distracted. That's why I like, the name of your show, distractor or director. So we shouldn't be distracted by whatever that just comes our way that is outside of the confinement of the purpose that God has given to us. It's not about money. Now, in fact, there's some career that you are doing that maybe you're not even getting enough money, but you're satisfied. You're fulfilling purpose. It's not about money. And that's why a lot of parents have missed it coming to this part of the world. And, because of the job, and they are distracted, the family life is not in creation again. It has brought a lot of discrepancies, discrepancies in marriage, in a relationship, the growth of the children, just because of a job that they think can fetch them money to buy a house, to buy a car. No, life should be beyond that. Life is about purpose and making impact. I don't know, maybe I've deviated from the question you asked.
So it's
it's as if you're reading my mind, because I want to ask a question regarding can money be satisfactory, or can money kind of motivate you in picking a career? Like, I know some people, right? Maybe we should be practical now. Some people like, oh, this career, there is money in it. Nursing, let me jump into it. Everybody is doing nursing now. They said there is money in it. I'm going to jump into it. Oh, everybody's going for BA, business analyst. They said there is money in it. Let me jump into it. Without them looking at, do I really have passion for this thing?
Am I going to be fulfilled doing that job?
Like I always ask people, do you have passion? I'm not against anybody, even at the age of 40 or 50, if you say you want to go for nursing or BA. But do you really have passion for it? Is this something that you will have joy doing? Is this something that you'll be so happy to help people about? Like, for example, somebody that you call yourself a nurse, right? Maybe because of the money that is in there, you just find yourself in that career, but you're not even passionate about your patient. So it's not even bringing fulfillment to you. So right. Like he has rightly said, doctor has rightly said it, money is not everything when it comes to career. It's passion, it's satisfaction. The purpose. Is it going to give me joy? Is it going to give me, will I be fulfilling my purpose if I'm in this career? Thank you so much. And I hope that people will just learn it. I know there are so many things that are distracting us, like he has said. We want to buy this, we want to buy that. And I get it. I get it. We need money too, right? It's an important factor in every decision that we have to make in life. But at the same time, it's not going to give us that fulfillment. It's not going to give us that satisfaction. It's not going to give us that that purpose that we want in life. So just please share this conversation. It's something that is so important to people. That might be of help to somebody out there. Maybe somebody is thinking, oh, what am I going to do? I have so many decisions to make in life. What are the things? What are the factors that I have to consider in picking up a career, sir? And I'm going to ask you, it's not part of the question that we want to ask, but some parents, which is still kind of come to maybe what is thriving, right? Like If I tell my dad then that I want to become a teacher, he's gonna be like, are you serious? You want to be a teacher? No. Some parents dictate their children's career. And maybe those kids don't even have passion for that. What would be your advice for parents? What would be your advice when it comes to you? I know the kids at times, they don't even know they're right from their wrong. We are there to kind of guide them right? But right. How can we guide them right? Not looking at our own selfish interests. Not considering our own selfish, I want my kids to be a doctor so that people can know that my child is a doctor. I want my child to be a lawyer, an accountant. But it's fine. But as a parent, we have our own role to play in the success of these children.
Is the child satisfied? Fulfilled?
Are they fulfilled in that career that we want them to go into? Maybe because of our selling. Yeah, exactly. Career. That's what I'm saying. So maybe because of our own selfish interest, we want to push those kids into the career that they don't even want. So, sir, what would be your advice for parents when it comes to helping their kids picking up a career in life, which is going to go a long way for them, right? Yeah. It's going to go a long way if you push them to a career that they don't like. They're not going to find fulfillment in it, and it's going to come back to you saying, oh, my mommy made me choose this thing. And it's going to affect their relationship too, right? Yeah. It might affect their relationship, and this is what we're talking about. How can your career down the line affect your relationship, positively or negatively?
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, Mr. Kemi. That was a wonderful question, and thank you for bringing it up, because those were the things that we experienced back, when we were young. Parents wanting to force their will on children, but things have changed now. And my advice to parents is not to force anything on their children. We are just like custodians. We are there to guide them, but not to force our will on them, because doing that can mar the destiny of such a child. Just like you said now, a child is telling his dad, you were the one that pushed me into this. This kind of a thing has led some children into emotional distortion, because maybe there's no performance where they find themselves because they want to fulfill the will of their father. So it is very, very paramount for every parent to understand this, that we are just guardians. And by the leading of the Holy Spirit, we can guide them in fulfilling the purpose that God has had for them.
That's right.
And that's why every child also must believe in himself or herself. That sometimes I used to tell my children, my student, that you can succeed if nobody believes in you. But you can never succeed if you don't believe in yourself. Then I call that the power of your inner confidence. Now, the same thing happened to Joseph when he had a dream. God has showed him what is coming ahead of him. He shared with his brother. And the Bible said they hated him. He had the second one, said, I saw the sun and the moon, and they bowed down to me and 11 stars. And the Bible said the father also, said, can't you keep short? You want to be the leaders of your brothers and we your parents. You could see that. But thank God, because this man was resilient. He knew the purpose of God, although he went through a lot. But at the end, that fulfillment came. The fulfillment of that purpose came. So every parent, please, let's be very careful. While we are praying and understanding the will of God, let's be careful the way we enforce things into our children's life, because it can mar their destiny, and sometimes it can make them. But we as just custodians, we have to be prayerful. And once we understand that this is where God wants this destiny of this child to be, then just pray along with them, just counsel them, direct them, not to distract them. The Lord will help us.
That's true. Thank you for bringing this up, even though it's off the topic, but it's still career life and then family and balancing our career life. Thank you very much for sharing this up. And then I think it would be a big topic to bring someone who's familiar with children and fulfilling purpose and to come talk on this topic. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah.
And I know like one thing I rightly grab from what you have said about career is that it's all about satisfaction. Are you satisfied with your career? Like we have so many youth now that, like he has said, they are in the crossroad. They don't even know what to do. They don't know, should I go for this career? Should I go for career? So you now have to think and sit
and be honest with yourself. If I go for this career, is this something that I really have passion for?
Yeah.
Is it something that will give me fulfillment in life? Or do I want to go into this career because my parents, because my friends are in it, or because I think that is a selling thing right now? Sit back and think about it. It's all about satisfaction. Your career is all about you fulfilling your purpose.
Your purpose, yeah.
Helping other people. You might think it's your career, but with your career, you can help other people too. You can direct other people rather than distract. Just be yourself, right? You have to believe in yourself, even if others don't believe in you. Believe in yourself and you're going to be successful.
That's right. Yeah. So
let's
come back. Let's come back to love relationship. Why is building a career so important to someone's life?
Yeah, that's a good question, which relates to what we've been talking since we started. Why is it related? Why does everybody needs to have a career? The world is changing. As people used to say, that the only thing that is constant in life is change. And a meaningful life is a life that has impact. And you can have impact in you fulfilling your destiny. And that's why I said career to me is just like a calling, which every one of us must get right. So if you want to be satisfied in life, then you have to choose a career that gives you that satisfaction. And when that happens, then that radiance of satisfaction, of love, of empathy and everything, it surrounds you and it affects your community. And that's what we are talking about, impact. So every one of us, the need for us to be in that right perspective is because of the impact we need to make in our world of influence. And that's why we have to get it right.
Wow. Yeah, you heard that? Yeah, it's better to get it right. Yeah. So again, this is Director Distractor Sam and Cam with Dr. Oluwasegun Michael. Thank you very much. And then for all those that are participating on this, I would really appreciate you. To our share button, share it, like it, leave a comment, and also leave a review. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Can you say maybe we have a good career and a bad career?
Yeah, a tricky one is that, a tricky one. And the way I will answer this question is just that it's based on the individual context or perspective of what we're talking about. I get what I'm saying. Now, when somebody is having a career and is satisfied, it's not meant for another person to say your career is a bad one. So that depends on individual context of interpretation of the same. However, any career you are into that's leading to discord in relationship, that's bringing disharmony in your community, that's not enhancing love, that is not a good career. Your career must be something that will be in tune of what God wants for you to do and for you to fulfill in that purpose. So somebody, we have people in different careers know that is, I'm sorry to say that maybe it's evil, and they call it career. And that's why I'm generalizing it, that anything that you do, any career you find yourself that is causing demotion, discrepancy in your community, no empathy, and you call that career, that's not a career. So, but the context of saying a career is good or bad depends on individuality. I think that's how we answer that question. So we might say that there are bad careers based on that context of anything that is not glorifying God. We as Christians, anything we do in a perspective of what God is saying in the scriptures. But generally, as humanity, anything that is not good, that's not right, that's not bringing positive addition to humanity, can you call that a good career?
I'm trying to think of something, right? Like, we've been saying your career is about bringing satisfaction to yourself. Okay, so Mm. Now, it's all about me. Can we say your career is all about you, right? Because now you said if you have like a career that is not helping other people, or maybe it's kind of bringing a
Bringing discord in your family.
Discord in your family,
Mm-hmm.
but it's something that you have passion for, but it's something that is giving you satisfaction. Now, do you have to bend your rules in order to make the other person happy? Can we say that my career is bad?
Or should change it?
Should I change my career?
Mm.
Yeah, one thing.
These are scenarios. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are scenarios. Yeah. One thing I believe is you can't give what you don't have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You want to make people happy, you've got to be happy. If you want to have good impact in the life of people, it should start from you.
That's right.
But that doesn't mean that you are selfish. And that's why everybody needs to look inwards. You can't give what you don't have. So when you have something that it is when you are emotionally stable that you can affect your work positively. It is when you can have empathy for people. You can't be mad at work, or you're doing something that is getting you crazy. It will reflect out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's why individual needs to get it right before you start to affect people outside there.
Mm.
So when you are passionate about something and you are peaceful about it, I know, it's sometimes in life, people might not understand you at the onset. But by the time they get closer to you, they see that radiance, they see that peace. Even before you talk to them, we come to there's something about your life that's different. And when we're talking about the year of money, the other time, the money is not everything. You have people that are making money in this country, but you can't see that peace on their continents.
Yeah.
And that's why the bottom wherever should not be money. It should not be. There are people that are not even. There are people that are just educational assistant, and you will see peace. You will see that radiance inside of them. That people will just, even in school, they will ask them, there's something special about you. And how much are they collecting at work? So it is what you carry that will flow out of you. And that's why I said every one of us has to get it right. If we get it right, then it will affect the performance in our family. It will affect the way we bring up our children. And the children will, for example, some parents, after going through maybe they are tired and coming back and they're not happy with the work you're doing, children will know that. They will know that mom is always tension, mom is always, you do get what I'm saying? And that's why, it's not about money, it's about fulfillment, it's about peace, it's about understanding, all those things that individual have to get right, and that will now flow out and begin to affect everyone in our circle of influence.
Thank you. You nailed it.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. So I know there are some people right now watching, or maybe they'll watch later, that they are in a crossroad. They don't know what to do. They want to pick a right career.
Or you are actually married, and then it's bringing your career, it's bringing discord in your family, like issues, and you don't know what to do and how to go about it.
Okay, so which is going to bring us to the next question. How can somebody choose the right career, a fulfilling career? Maybe you can help guide, maybe you can give some advice, especially to the young ones that are coming up, especially to parents too, if we can. How can we pick the right and fulfilling career? Somebody put a comment.
Yeah, somebody put a comment there. I'm just going to quickly read this from one of our sisters. Thank you very much, Sister Kemi. Great question. Great response, Dr. Oluwasegun. Eye-opening and ear-pumping makes sense. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much, Auntie Mercy. We love you.
Okay, so do you want me to say the question again? Like, what would be your advice when somebody want to pick the right career? Maybe you can, like, we've talked to the parents too, right? As a parent, you want to help guide your kids in selecting the right career. Mind you, you don't have to enforce your will on that.
No.
What can we do, both on the parent side and on the child side now? If you want to pick the right career, what are the steps? And there are some steps that somebody has to take before they can pick the right career. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sister Kemi. That's a very pertinent question. In the choice of career, the number one thing I always tell people, even my students, is that you need to understand who you are. That is very key. Understanding who you are and you believing in who you are. Because if that foundation is not well laid, to build on it might be disastrous, or it might be, full of struggle. And that's why I mentioned that the other time, that if nobody believes in you, you can succeed. But if you don't believe in yourself, you may not succeed. That's right. The power of your inner confidence. So you need to believe in yourself. You need to identify those things that motivate you. As a place of building competence. When you are doing something that is, that flows with your natural tendency, it makes you not to struggle. And you can thrive in that same thing easily than going to something that you have to struggle with. And that's why understanding who you are, understanding yourself is very, very vital in the choice of career. But we can't stop at that. Now, when you understand yourself, this is I will be joining this thing with spirituality now.
That's fine.
Also, talking about God, the Bible says, knows the end from the beginning. It knows you. You can know God shows you what He has for you. And you also believing in the word of God. The Bible says, blessed is she that believes, for there shall be performance of those things that are spoken about by God.
Yeah.
So now, after believing yourself, that other things you need to do. You need to do research about that. So there's something you have interest in. Maybe you want to be a nurse. Then you start to research about nursing. You start to research about what are the things that are entailed in this. You want to be an engineer? What type of engineering? Is it aerospace? Is it mechanical? Is it manufacturing? So you've got to start to research. And these are the things that will build kind of competence in you. And that's what we talked about the other time, that career is a long life thing that involves, learning and growth. So you need to start to research about that. You've identified yourself, this is where your strengths are, and you've identified that area which is very knitted to your strength. So you need to now start to research. Because things are evolving every day. New information are there. So research about that. If it is banking, research about it. You can't base your life or whatever on something that happened, maybe in the last 20 years about accounting. Things are evolving. New things are coming. And that's why research, in research, there's this slogan that if you don't publish, you perish. And if you want to publish, you have to be versatile. You have to understand what is trending now for you to make a kind of impact in your world of science, just talking as a scientist now. So researching that field of your career is something that will also help you. It will boost your morale. It will boost your strength. It will boost your competence. Another thing is, networking, sharing with the people that have been in that field. Sister Kemi is a wonderful accountant. She has studied here. You can see the radiance of God upon her life. So, this kind of you connect with that. Sister Kemi, you did this program and in University of Winnipeg. How can you just share some things with me? You connect with people of like minds, people that can sharpen your mind, people that can guide you to achieving that purpose. Because you can't just live your life alone. No. God has placed people, destiny helpers around you that could help you in achieving that purpose.
That's right.
So these are the things that we need to understand. But most importantly, as I said, you understanding who you are and believing in the deposit God has placed inside of you is very vital. If you don't have that and you go to people and you don't even believe in yourself, are you getting nothing will come out of it?
No.
Thank you very much.
No,
Thank you
so
you very much, sir.
Thank you so much. So if you are, on a crossroad, you don't know what to do. Yes, said it all. If you're still very young, that means you're still very, 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 very blessed to kind of look into what he has said, this point, you have to believe in yourself. You have to network, research about that career that you're thinking of going into, not just hearsay. Oh, my friend is doing it, so let me to go
and do it.
Let me to go and do it. Oh, there is money into it. Oh, let me go and do it. At the end, if you're considering those other factors, my friend, money and all that stuff, then you might not really get satisfaction in it, right? So make sure you connect with people that are successful in that career. Make sure you do your own due diligence, research about it, pray about it if you want to, right? Which I know. Pray about it, and if you have the peace and you think it's something that you have passion for, and it's something you think, oh yeah, I have passion for this, and I love helping people, I love doing this, I love crunching numbers, then maybe that might be the way God is trying to kind of lead you into it. Okay, so just he has said it all. If you don't know what to do, just believe in yourself. That is the first thing.
Beautiful. That's it. You said it all. Can't add to it. We have some comment here. Oh, great. Pastor T says you can supernaturally become it when you naturally believe it. Yeah, that's good. Thank you very much, sir. And then Auntie Mercy says, I think also that we as parents can support them by guiding them on what they are good at and helping them with resources in that area.
I love that.
Thank you for sharing this, Auntie Mercy. So that's a way we can support our children. Yeah, even as husband and wife. When you're supposed to be a role model, when you're supposed to coach, and when you're also supposed to mentor your wife. Yeah. So and that kind of help balance also their career life balance, career family life.
Yeah,
balance.
I think what Auntie Mercy said also is that maybe you discover there is a talent in your child.
Yeah.
Like my daughter now, she likes to cook, she likes to bake. My son, he loves, maybe anything gaming or something like that. And when my husband discovered that, oh, this guy, he likes gaming, then we kind of enroll him for coding.
Yeah, like, one of the coding.
Yeah,
class,
so like
started coding.
She loves to bake, with her hand. She loves to do things with her hand. So maybe there are those things, those traces as a parent, then you also have to be very, very conversant, right? You have to be, oh, okay, I discovered this talent in my child. Maybe you can encourage that child.
Yeah.
You have this talent. Why can't you just look into it? But spotting at the same time, right? You might get to a certain stage, like you said, you might say, oh, I don't like this thing anymore. Maybe
that's when
I change my mind.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't like
when
it
you
anymore.
step in. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, but so when that time comes, then you still have to respect their own will.
That's right. Yeah.
Just make sure you prayerfully
guide them through. Prayerfully guide them through. Because this age.
That is the word. Prayerfully. Because at times they are even so confused, they don't know what they want.
Yeah.
And we as a parent, we don't want to force our will on them. But what can we do? The only thing we can do is we prayerfully guide them into that thing that God wants them to do. That thing that is going to give them satisfaction. That thing that is going to fulfill their lives. Okay.
Yeah, and if you're watching this as a young adult or you're a teenager, or young adult in the university, your first year, second year, third year, or you're about crossing into university, you are at a crossroad to choose a career, or you've started a career and you're not finding fulfillment in it. The better way to go about this is to network. We have a professor here. We have within the group here. I know we have a lawyer, we have our accountants, we have our great people that that you can look up to as a role model. They're professionals. They will understand, and they should be able to give advice, and then they should be able to guide you through from what Auntie Mercy is saying here. So if you are a new immigrant and you're an international student, and then you're finding challenge with your studies, or you are thinking of quitting and then going back into one of these colleges or whatever. So I want to advise, I want to encourage you. Don't lose hope yet. Still believe in yourself. Seek for advice.
Exactly.
Right advice. Because I know there are wrong advices. Like you can ask the wrong people.
That is what I'm just going to say. Like, doctor, I know maybe you'll have seen some cases like that. We have some students that just came into the country, and maybe they want to study a particular
career
course, right? But they're not finding fulfillment in it. Maybe in their third year, and they're like, oh, I'm not getting this career. Maybe I'm not getting the good grade in this course that
want to switch.
They want to switch.
Yeah. Talk to the right person.
Talk to the right person. So, doctor, what kind of advice can you give students like that? Because we've seen people in their second year, their parents have paid, all this kind of money, like
thousands of dollars.
And you now say, oh, I don't want to do this thing anymore. I want to switch. What kind of advice will you give that kind of a child? And how can they even convince their parents? Because I'm sure their parents will not be happy. It's going to be like a wasted time, a wasted effort, a wasted money. In that situation, what can that child do? At the same time, you want to switch your career, you have to make sure that you're doing the right thing. Why do you want to switch your career? Why? So what kind of advice do you have for people like that?
Yeah, thank you. This is a very pragmatic situation. And these are things that we've observed in university, University of Manitoba. You've said it well. They need to reach out to people. In university, there are advisors, there are people, that the student union, a profile for students, they are going through that kind of challenge. They can reach out to them. Now, it's never too late. If you want to switch, but you need to understand what you want to do, you need to understand the reason why there's the need for that switch.
Exactly.
But if it is very important for you to switch, you can do that. Because you starting again and building up yourself in the right perspective is better than you just finishing not just messing up your life.
You're right.
So, but you need to understand, because some people want to switch, and when they switch again, they start to say, hey, this one I'm again, I don't want to do it, Yeah, so and that's why counseling is very important. You need to connect with right people, meet your supervisor, your advisors, there are people in your church or wherever you belong to, there are professionals, reach out to them. That's why I used to tell people, shout it out. Shout it. Don't leave it to yourself. I know a lot of people, a lot of students, we've seen going into depression because of this kind of situation.
Yeah.
They are about it, and they think at the end of maybe they were restricted from school or whatever, So when you are going through that kind of challenge, shout it out. Shout it out. Share with people that could help you.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
In that situation, what kind of advice will you give for a parent that you've spent thousands of dollars and the kids is now in the third year, and the child just walk up to you and say, oh, daddy, mommy, I'm sorry, I don't want to take this course anymore? What kind of advice will you give them? Because it will be easy to.
Yeah, thank you, ma. It may be painful to parents that spend millions of naira, but however, we just need to understand that it's for a purpose, and just supporting them in that situation that they are. If they want to switch, the Lord will provide. Although it's painful, it might be capital intensive, but it is good for you to have your child rethinking and getting it right at that point than just going further and you lose them. Because if that kind of a thing continues and the parents are not supportive, some students have committed suicide. Some get derailed emotionally, and we've seen a lot. At that point, some students go into drugs and abuse or that kind of a thing. So at that juncture of their life, every parent needs to be supportive. The Lord has helped you thus far to that level. He will still sustain you. Just continue to pray with them and continue to support them.
That's right. Thank you very much. So if you're watching this, you are a parent. Like I said at the beginning, you're either leading or you're distracting. You're directing or distracting. You're a career person, a married couple or single. You're finding challenge in balancing family life and career. or a single person, your family life, or you're single, you're trying to figure out what career to go into, please share this content with somebody that knows, that you know will need it. It's a whole lot. A lot of people are going through something, somehow, somewhere, and this is a better way we can encourage ourselves to make sure that don't lose hope and don't give up yet, because it's not over yet, until you give up. So don't give up. We are in it together. Yeah, the question I want to ask is, how would you advise couple to balance their career? I'm having distraction here. The phone is... Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. In as much as
in building relationship, in building their family relationship. Yeah.
Yeah. In as much that is very important, I've been talking that career is something that's good. However, there's this challenge of it.
Yeah.
How people can balance career and family life. This has caused a lot of dysfunctionality in our community because people could not balance it well. So it could be something that is difficult for a lot of people to do, but we've got to do it. And the first thing I would say, it's still about understanding the dynamics of your family.
Right.
When the Bible says that, I pray that your eyes of understanding be enlightened. Understanding is very, very paramount in anything we do. You need to understand the dynamics of your family. That is very important. Now, let me cite this mathematical expression. If I say 2 plus 3 equals 9 minus 4 equals 10 divided by 2, 5 times 1. You can see all those things. They are also, everything is given the same result, which is 5. But we have different operations. And that's why copying what a family is doing, what is working for a family, and you want to import it directly into your family, it might not work. You need to understand the dynamics of your family. For example, the dynamics of a couple that are both medical doctors. The way they were going to balance things with the family might be different from a couple that the husband is maybe a teacher and the wife is just housewife, just staying home to take care of the family. So, but we have the same baseline, which is what we've been talking about in the past episode that we're talking about love. We're talking about love. When there's love, there will be understanding. When there's understanding, there will be peace. And when there's peace, God is there. So understanding what is the dynamics of your family is very important. Then you can juggle things around. You can make sure that, okay, when my husband is, for example, my wife is a nurse. I'm an engineer, a professor. And things might be difficult about planning things, but because of the love of God in our lives, and we know that we must not fail these children. So we come to the drawing table. Like my wife, when it comes to maybe taking all this assignment for the kids, I know it's something that she doesn't really like. So I stepping into that so that there won't be a gap. She knows me that when it comes to kitchen stuff, I'm sorry, my people, I don't like being in the kitchen. It's not because I'm wicked, but she knows that about me and she fills in that gap. And that's what I'm talking about, the dynamics of each family. In a family, some people say, hey, when your husband is not helping in kitchen, he's a madman, he's a blah, blah, blah. No. It might not work for a family. Each person needs to understand their dynamics. And when the love, which is the bedrock, is there, there will be understanding. And that will help in the balancing of the career and family.
Wow, this is big.
And that's why I made that mathematical expression. The same result, but different operations. And another thing that can help in balancing is we sharing our workplace experience with our family. When things are happening in the family and you don't share it, and maybe mommy is expected or is daddy that is expected to do this at home based on what they've planned before. Maybe something happened at work and you're not sharing it, and mommy is having that expectation. The children have that expectation. And because of what you have about your mind, you couldn't do it. Then things may not work.
Yeah.
But when you share, oh, my dear, something happened at work today, it stressed me out. I may not be able to pick the kids today. Can you just help me? You know, you sharing what you are going through at work, share with the children. You might think these children don't understand, but they will understand when you put them in the loop of things. And things can then be juggled around. And at the end of the day, everything is peaceful. So share your experience at work with with your family, your children, your wife. Another thing is we need to set boundaries. We need to set boundaries. In as much that we are professionals, we don't want to mess up our work, but we need to set boundaries. We need to draw a line. Because if you don't do that, our work can distract our family life, and family life also can distract our work ethics.
Beautiful.
So there must be a line, there must be a boundary. If you want to work like a workaholic and you burn out, it's not good for yourself, it's not good for your family, even it's not good for your company. That's why you need to take time to rest. Yeah. When you burn out and you know you are somebody that they need in that company, when you burn out, you can't perform.
Yeah.
And that's why when you work with a good company, they want you to take your leave. They want you to take your vacation because they know you make a positive impact in the company and they cannot dare to lose you. So you can't do everything. For example, it had happened to me before, and that's why I have to retrace my pattern. I will get home and take some scripts from work and start to mark again. Some of the things I had to have left in the office, I bring it home, and that distracted my attention with the kids. But don't put my attention to that you have to stop this. That should be balanced. Anything you cannot do, I will just leave it. You continue the second day. Don't import it to your family because something has been designed for your family when you get home. So what I'm talking about is understanding and making, a line, a boundary, just delineate it. And when you are crossing that boundary, that will be a signal. No, you are crossing your boundary. And with that, it will help. And another thing is we have to be intentional. When you draw boundaries, when you make priorities, these are the priority for my family. This is for work. We have to be intentional. Drawing out a list is not enough. You have to be intentional. You have to make it work. Although it might be difficult, but I must not fail my family. I must not fail God. So all these things put together will help us. Another thing, we have family like support system, especially when the two couples are very busy at home. Maybe they are, let's doctor to doctor, and something just happened that they could not get home at. You have some support system that you could call on, but don't make that your primary wherever. You try all the best you could do before you start to stretch out to people outside. But you have support system that could be there for you. For example, let's say Bishop Samson is stuck at work and Mama is stuck at work too, and it's a scenario they could not live like that. They can call on people. They can reach out maybe to the Oluwasegun or the Genesis. And that's where God has put those people around you just to support you to make that balance. So that what is happening at that point in time will not affect your children. And another thing that we need to know that it's not every time that it works out the way we have planned it.
Yeah.
We need to know some imbalances setting. When imbalance is setting, that's not the end of the world. We can restructure things and come back to the equation and get it balanced. So that when things are off the track a bit, do not need to crucify ourselves, don't need to start to pass blames. You caused it, it's because your duty was not blah, blah, blah. That part of imbalance can set in. And when it happens, we need just to sit down. And that's why I talked about understanding, love. Then we come together, we restructure it, and everything falls back in line. And the children are happy. The Lord will help us. I know that it's fast.
This is too much. Really,
so that could make us balance career and family life.
Yeah.
And everything will be peaceful by His grace.
Amen. Yeah, thank you for sharing this. You heard that. You heard the Prof. No, this is I'm so excited though, Yeah. How about yourself?
I am so thrilled.
And I love what Aunt Mercy just posted here in a comment. She says, "I hope we can create a platform where we can get a proper guidance on balancing career and family dynamics." Aunt Mercy, we'll connect on this very, very. I immediately, you know, I like. I don't take chances for granted. Yeah, it's really, really big and it's huge. A career, life, and family dynamics. Thank you for sharing that, Doctor. All of those points you just gave at the end of this, it's so good. Thank you very much for participating. You heard it. It's so great. You need to understand your family dynamics and then the career. Don't compare. Comparison is a dangerous thing. To compare your family with another someone's family. Like, oh, I mean, it's very, don't make attempts to do that. You're heading into a ditch. So yes, you're heading to a ditch. Understand your family dynamics and then your career, balancing it. It's where you now need to figure it out with your spouse. And then mitigating and then say, hey, this is how it's going to work. Like Doctor said, it might not work out the way it's planned, though. Yeah. But, you know, that's why you need to be flexible and then put understanding into play with this. Thank you very much. And then
thank you for joining us. If you think you missed anything, you can just go back from the beginning again and
watch it. And
watch the previous
episode. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to like. I don't forget to go and watch it again, stream it, and then share with your people within your network. And don't forget to connect with someone that needs this. With those who are part of the group and on the platform here, thank you very much. We really appreciate you, Doctor. We thank you very much for being part of this. You've really imparted us with this with this conversation. Yeah.
And to our viewers again, we say thank you for joining and we really appreciate you. And we have so many previous episodes that you can go back and watch and learn from. Yes, there's so many things about career. We have talked about if you want to choose a career yourself, and we have talked to the parents as well. How can we be of help in helping our kids to pick the right career? So we have said so many things. So you can always go back. We're going to post it on YouTube.
It's going to be up on Live Trace, Facebook, and YouTube.
Everywhere.
Yeah, please, it's on Facebook, Live Trace. Like the Live Trace Facebook. Thank you very much for being part of this. Remember, keep living the best that you can. Don't give up on yourself because God is always for you. God bless. Bye-bye.